A lot of people keep asking if there is going to be a housing crash in Fairfield County, and I think a lot of people are watching the wrong thing. The bigger story may not be the home prices crashing at all. It may be affordability continuing to change over time quietly. It's not dramatic overnight. It's a slow shift that I think buyers and homeowners need to start paying attention to. I'm Jennifer Lockwood. I am born and raised here in Fairfield County, and I work with buyers and sellers all throughout the area every single day. The real insight is in the local nuances between the towns, the neighborhoods, the price points, and even the home itself. And right now, I think those details matter more than ever. My information is on the screen and below. You could book a call with me to discuss your real estate goals or any questions you may have about the housing market. In this video, I want to walk you through the 7 signs I'm personally seeing right now across Fairfield County that make me believe affordability has become one of the biggest stories in the market. Some of these changes are subtle, and some are already affecting buyers and sellers right now. So let's begin with sign number 7. It is what I call the mortgage rate lock effect. And honestly, I think this is the biggest reason inventory still is so low across Fairfield County. There are a lot of homeowners here who normally would be moving right now. Maybe they need more space, maybe they want to downsize, maybe they would love a different town or commute. But financially, it's very hard to justify giving up the mortgage they already have. A huge percentage of homeowners either bought or refinanced between 2019 and 2022 when rates were sitting somewhere between 3 and 4%. Today, rates are closer to the mid-6s, and the payment difference is massive. Same price point, completely different monthly payment. So what is happening is that people are staying put longer than they normally would. And I think this is creating artificial inventory shortage in towns all across the county. Homes are still coming on and homes are still selling, but underneath all of that, there's a much less natural movement happening than there used to be. There simply are not enough people listing their homes relative to the number of buyers still trying to get into these towns. Now, I don't think this is going to last forever. If rates come down meaningfully, I think you will eventually see more inventory loosen up, and meaningfully would be around 5% or lower. Let's go on to sign number 6, and that is traditional first-time home buyers are having a much harder time entering the market than they did 5 to 10 years ago. And this is not just Fairfield County. Nationally, the percentage of first-time homebuyers has dropped to one of the lowest levels ever recorded, and that is at 21%. The average first-time homebuyer is now 40 years old, according to the National Association of Realtors. 30 years ago, it was in the late 20s. But in Fairfield County, the challenge becomes even more obvious because the price points. In many of the towns here, what used to be considered a starter home is now approaching or exceeding $800,000. So what ends up happening is first-time homebuyers are no longer just competing against each other. They're often competing against downsizers with significant equity, buyers relocating from higher priced markets, or cash buyers in certain price ranges. And for many people, the math simply becomes really difficult. What I think buyers need to understand is that affordability today is not just about the home prices. It's about the total monthly cost. Even if prices stabilize, higher rates, taxes, and ownership expenses still create a very different entry point into the market than buyers faced 10 years ago. Now, I still think there's opportunities in Fairfield County for first-time home buyers, especially for buyers who stay flexible on exact neighborhoods, size, and cosmetic updates. Towns like Fairfield, Trumbull, Shelton still offer strong, long-term lifestyle value, in my opinion. But I also think buyers waiting for some massive crash to suddenly make everything affordable, again, may be disappointed. Now, every buyer's situation is completely different, and if you're locating from out of state, starting your search locally, or trying to understand the process, I have 2 different guides for you. I have a free relocation guide that is packed with everything you need to know about the towns, the schools, the taxes, and what daily life really looks like here in Fairfield County. And I also have a buyer's guide, and that describes the process of buying a home in Fairfield County because it does vary state by state and county by county in Connecticut. The link is below and QR code is on the screen. Now let's get on to sign number 5, and that is that headline appreciation numbers are not telling the full story of what is actually happening in Fairfield County right now with home prices. When you hear that home prices are up 6, 7, 8% year over year, that sounds like a strong market, and overall it really is. But what I think buyers really need to understand is that not every home is appreciating equally anymore. The market has become much more selective. The homes that are priced correctly in great locations are still moving very quickly at an over asking price. And honestly, I think we are in more of a two-speed market right now, because from the outside, people hear Fairfield County and even all across Connecticut, prices are up, and they assume every home is seeing the same level of demand and appreciation. And honestly, sellers believe that too. But this is just not what I'm seeing the market day to day. Some homes are still creating urgency immediately. Others are sitting long enough where buyers actually have time to compare their options, negotiate, and think through the purchase more carefully. If you buy a home in a strong micro location with features buyers consistently want, there's a much better chance that the home continues to outperform over time. This is why I always tell my buyers not to just buy the town. You have to buy the right property within the town if you're looking for the highest appreciation in this market over time. Quality and location are still commanding the premium, even while sections of the market become more price sensitive. And this is where I always ask my buyers, are you going to be in this house for 5 years, 10 years, or 25 years? Because that will make a difference. Now on to number 4, and I think many buyers are underestimating how much future ownership costs can change after they buy. And I'm not talking about mortgage rates. I'm talking about property taxes, insurance costs, utilities, and overall carrying costs over time. One thing I think buyers in Fairfield County need to pay very close attention to is property tax assessments. Many towns assess values every 5 years, and depending on the town and the price point, future tax bills can look very different than what buyers initially budgeted for. They last for 5 years and then they get reassessed. And I think this matters more today because so many buyers are already stretching financially just to get into certain towns. A payment that feels manageable today can feel very different in a few years from now once taxes, insurance, maintenance, and other ownership costs start to rise altogether. This is why I think buyers today have to think beyond just, can I qualify for this house? The better question is, will this still feel comfortable long term? Because in Fairfield County especially, the true cost of ownership is bigger than just the purchase price. Sign number 3 is buyers compromising more than they used to just to get into certain towns or certain school districts. I think this is one of the clearest signs that affordability pressure is already affecting Fairfield County. A few years ago, buyers at certain price points had more ability to prioritize what they truly wanted, their non-negotiables. They could be selective. Now I'm seeing more buyers make trade-offs much earlier in the process because the cost of getting into these towns has risen so much. I also think this creates a ripple effect throughout the market when buyers who originally wanted Fairfield may start to shift towards Trumbull or Shelton for affordability, and that increases pressures in those markets too. Then buyers who originally planned to start in Trumbull or Shelton are stretching into Stratford or Monroe. That affordability pressure moves outward throughout the county. And what becomes interesting is that even as these buyers compromise more, demand in most desirable locations often stays extremely strong. I think this is one of the biggest shifts buyers need to understand right now. In Fairfield County today, affordability is not just changing what people can buy, it is changing what people are willing to accept in order to buy it all. Now on to number 2, and that is that incomes, even strong incomes, are struggling to keep pace with the true cost of ownership in Fairfield County. And I think this is important because from the outside, people assume Fairfield County is simply wealthy. So affordability must not really matter here, but that is not the full picture at all. What I'm seeing is that even buyers with very good professional incomes are feeling stretched once they look at the full monthly cost of owning a home here today. For example, someone may technically be able to qualify for a $1.2 million home on paper, but once they see the actual monthly carrying costs, they start questioning whether the payment still allows them the lifestyle they want long term. This is why I think we are seeing buyers become much more analytical and cautious compared to the frenzied years. People are thinking harder about how long will I realistically stay here? What happens if taxes rise? Can I comfortably handle future renovations or maintenance on this home? Will this feel affordable in 5 years? Now, the truly exceptional homes still move quickly because buyers know quality inventory is very limited. But homes with compromises are seeing more resistance because buyers simply have less financial margin for error than they used to. And in my opinion, this is one of the clear signs of affordability becoming a bigger issue. The number one sign is something I think very few buyers are really thinking about right now, and that is what the future pool of Fairfield County may look like over the next 5 to 10 years. And I think the market is becoming much more selective about which homes will continue to attract strong buyer interest over time. Of course, I've said it over and over again that homes in highly desirable locations with strong commuter access, updated condition, functional layouts, and strong school districts will likely continue seeing strong demand because those are the features buyers consistently prioritize when affordability becomes a little bit tighter. But I do think some properties could face a smaller buyer pool in the future. For years, many people assumed almost every property would appreciate the same way simply because inventory was low. But I think going forward, buying the right property within the right location becomes even more important. This is why we are still seeing very aggressive multiple offers and quite a bit over asking price. Now, I still believe Fairfield County remains one of the strongest long-term lifestyle markets in the Northeast, but I also think that the next phase of this market will reward quality and location much more aggressively than before. And buyers who understand that early will likely make better long-term decisions. So unlike a traditional housing crash, affordability pressure does not happen all at once. It changes the market slowly over time, and I think that is exactly what we are starting to see in Fairfield County. Not every home is behaving the same anymore. Not every buyer has the same financial flexibility anymore. And going forward, I think buying the right property in the right location becomes more important than ever. If you're thinking about moving to Fairfield County, buying here, or trying to figure out which towns truly fit your lifestyle and budget long-term, my information is on the screen and below to schedule a consultation with me. I'm always happy to help. Also, feel free to stay on my channel and check out other videos I've created about the housing market or what it is like to live in Fairfield County. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.